Hi, it's Miss Pritzl at the Optimalist Library, and I am book talking one of our brand new books that is, in Miss Pritzl's opinion, a 5-star book. Everybody should read this book. It's called And Then Boom by Lisa Fipps. It is a super short book. It is a realistic but novel in verse, so it's not a long book to begin with. And I know some people get freaked out by this, but if you just read it like you would read a normal, it really reads just as if you were reading a normal thing. It's just she put it in poetry format. It's free verse poetry, though. But you won't notice if you don't think about it. And it makes it about a 3-hour read. I am not a fast reader, but like I said, everybody should read this book. So our main character is Joe Oak, and he's a little bit younger than high school. I think he's 12 years old. Main character, it's his point of view throughout the entire book. He lives with his grandmom, because grandmom is from England. His grandfather, who he didn't really know, was an Air Force pilot. His mother is in and out of his life. His father, he's never known who his father was. He has 2 really good friends, and there's one amazing teacher he talks about too. So Joe and his grandma are poor at the beginning, and then boom, something happens with mom, and they lose the house that they're living in, and they end up living out of the car for some time before one of his friends figures out what's going on and helps them find a place. This is just it blows my mind that for how short this book is, how absolutely incredibly powerful this book is. And I highly, highly recommend this. You have to read this book about, like I said, about not being able to afford things, but then being homeless, but then really not being able to afford things, and all the electricity bills. He calls the bills doomsdays. And there's just so much in this book for how short it is. So you could stop watching at this point, but I just want to read the dedication because it's so important, because Lisa Fipps is not talking. She's not making this up. It's fiction, but she lived thus. She says, to every kid who hungers for food, hungers to be out of poverty, hungers to let go of the shoulder-breaking, knee-buckling weight of each and then boom, hungers to be a kid instead of a grown-up in a kid's body, hungers for a safe place away from stormy people popping in and out of your life, and who hungers to never be left abandoned and alone again, I know you. I was you. I wrote this book to you and for you to give you hope, something to believe in, and to tell you it can all work out in the end. You are not alone. And it's in memory of her grandmom. So, yeah, even though it's a boy as a main character, Lisa Fipps is basically telling her story as a child, and just incredibly powerful. Like I said, everybody should read this book. So, yeah. I think I'd buy 25 copies if I could. All right. Have a fantastic day. If this is not your cup of tea, I really do feel for you. I think everybody should read this book. But, okay, I will help you find something else if this is not what you're into. All right. Bye.